going on, you guys? This is Madam, and I'm coming back to you again. This time I'm going to go over to CBS News, and this is about Claudette Colvin. She was arrested for not giving up her seat for a white woman in 1955. I am pleased to announce that her record has been expunged. In a statement, it says, "My name was cleared. I am no longer a juvenile delinquent at age 82. Okay. The article is by David BEGNAUD and SOPHIE REARDON. I apologize if I mispronounce the names. But going into the article, it says Claudette Colvin was 15 in 1955 when she refused to give up her seat on a bus in Montgomery, Alabama. 9 months before Rosa Parks' act of defiance, Colvin was arrested and charged. Now, at age 82, they filed a petition to have her record of the incident wiped clean, and a judge in Montgomery has granted the request. "My record is expunged," Colvin told CBS Morning in an exclusive interview, "and my name was cleared, and I am no longer a juvenile delinquent at age 82. Okay. Although now she has a clean record, she said she will be remembered as the girl who on March 2nd, 1955 refused to give up her seat on a crowded city bus. Colvin said she was with 3 classmates and sitting in the section that was allowed for colored people when a white woman boarded and moved to the back of the bus, hoping to take a seat. At the time, as Colvin explained, a black person and a white person could not sit in the same row. In segregated law, a colored person couldn't sit across the aisle from a white person, she said. They had to sit behind the white person to show that they were superior and the colored people were inferior. The bus driver asked the school kids to move, and 3 did. Colvin refused. "I said I could not move because history had me glued to my seat," she recalled. "And they said, 'How is that?' I said, well, it felt like as though Harriet Tubman's hands were pushing me down on one shoulder, and Sojourner Truth's hand was pushing me down on the other shoulder." The driver flagged down a traffic patrolman, and he asked me why I was sitting there, and I was even more defiant and said, "I paid my fare and it's my constitutional right." A few stops later, another officer boarded the bus and manhandled her to get off of it, she said. She spent a few hours in a local jail, but she still has nightmares of herself, mattressless cot, and the noise the door made as it clanged shut. She faced 3 charges. Those for disturbing the peace and breaking segregation law were dropped, but a charge for assaulting a police officer has stayed with her for more than 60 years. They said I clawed the policeman and I kicked the policeman. I didn't do all of that, Colvin said. After the incident, she continued to fight for civil rights and was one of the 4 plaintiffs who successfully ended bus segregation in Alabama in the landmark Bower versus Gale Supreme Court decision in 1956. Fred Gray was her attorney. Gray, portrayed by Cuba Gooding Jr. in the film Selma, went on to defend Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks. Colvin moved to New York, where she worked as a nurse's aide for decades and became a mom. On Friday, the man who expunged her record, Judge Calvin Williams, flew to Texas from Montgomery, Alabama to surprise her. It was the first time the two met face to face. I want to, on the behalf of myself and all the judges in Montgomery, offer my apologies for the injustice that was perpetuated upon you, Williams told Colvin. Colvin said her cleared record was important to her for the message it would send to her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Because when they go out into the world, the struggle of being African American is still ongoing. Colvin said, so I want my grandchildren to know that their grandmother stood up for something when she realized that she was an American at a very early age, and she wanted equal rights just as those other students and all other of the other bus audience and all of the other people in Montgomery. That's what I want my grandchildren to know. And this is a short story. Basically, I touched on this before in another video that I did a couple of months ago. And finally, she has been cleared. Her record has been expunged. As stated before and has always been stated, she is one of the pioneers of the civil rights movement, which sparked the bus boycott, excuse me, and ultimately changed a part of history. It gave the voice to so many who felt that they should comply even though they knew that it was wrong. And she did that basically. So congratulations to you, Miss Colvin. I am tremendously happy with this story, and needless to say that it's long overdue. I hope that this will serve as a lesson to stand up to any of the young youth that's coming up, and to stand on your principles and your foundations, and not to allow anyone to tell you otherwise just because they feel that they are right or they feel that they are superior than you. Okay? So, with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, let's get the discussion going down in the comment section. I definitely would like to hear what you have to say. If you were born around that time or have grandparents around that time, I would definitely like to hear your input on that, and we can continue the conversation in the comment section. And with that being said, you guys, please enjoy your weekend, and I will get back to you in another video.